Welcome to Flash CS6 Tutorial 45 Memory Game Drag and Drop Part 3. It's a follow-up to the Tutorial 44 Memory Game Drag and Drop Part 2, and that's what I have opened on my computer. And if I tested it now, I'll show you what we're going to start working on. If I get the right answers, I jump to the next frame, but if I have them wrong, for example, nothing's happening. So I want to rectify that. Select frame 3 of the action script, open the actions panel, and come way down to here where we're doing this when the button gets clicked. And if the items are right, this is when we jump to the next frame. So click here, couple enters, and type in this code. Type. It's a else. ELSE turns purple. There's an open curly bracket for the else. There's a closed curly bracket. And we're going to do 4 things. We're going to trace, TRACE, open bracket, quotation, no, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon. That's just an output test for us to see that the button and the else is working. And it'll say, no, we don't have the items lined up correct. Count equals 5, semicolon. Count is the number of times it goes through that loop. Otherwise, it wouldn't go through that loop again. That delay we made, delay, period, reset, RESET, that turns blue, open close bracket, semicolon. And we want to go back to the level 1 preview. So go to and stop, small g, small t, capital A, capital S, that turns blue. Open bracket, quotation, L1 prev, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon, and let's see that that works. This time I'm going to get them wrong, and it will jump back and start over again. So this goes here, and I won't put this one on. Well, let's put them wrong, and it will jump back and does this one over again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come on. So now, and it still jumps me ahead like it's supposed to. Good, that's good. Go back to the timeline. Click on this frame right here. That's the Lev 2 frame, I believe. Open the Properties panel. Answer Lev 1. I want to copy that. Right click, copy that. Select this frame right here, which is frame number 5, I believe. Insert a blank keyframe, open this here, and paste it in, and make it level 2 answers. We'll need that eventually. Good. Now we need a keyframe here on the frame 4 for our previews. So select on the prev here, insert blank keyframe. And when you do, you get this. Click here, right click, clear that frame, and now come back here and right click, convert to blank keyframe. So now I have a keyframe here for my previews, and we're going to put some previews in here. So make sure all the layers are locked. Unlock the preview layer, select that frame 4, and select the rectangle tool. And I have black for my stroke and red for my fill. And I'm going to make a small rectangle, actually a square. Hold my shift down, make it a square. Selection tool, highlight it, right click, copy, paste in place, move it over here, paste in place, move it here, right click, paste in place. So now I have 4 squares. With my selection tool, click the center of this one, just the center, leave that red. Click the center of this one, making it yellow. Click the center of this one, making it green. And the center of this one, red, yellow, green, blue. Sounds good, blue. Now I got to add another target, but this red's in my way. It may not be in your way, so I'm just sticking that up there. Unlocking that prev layer, unlocking the target layer, and selecting that frame 4. right click here, copy this one, right click, paste in place, drag it over here, and open the properties panel, and it's tar 1L because it's a copy of this one, so make this tar 4 because I can use these targets over again with no problems. Now lock that tar layer, go back to your prev layer, unlock it, and select these, double click, put this one here, double click there, double click here, double click there. And if we tested it now, we'll find that it's really not jumping into that next frame. Clicking it, it's not jumping to that frame where we have these targets. And that's because the timer back here isn't being stopped. So now we got to do that. Select this frame 2 of the actions panel, open the action panel. Click here at the end of this count variable. We're going to add another variable, type. It's called var, called delay count, capital D, capital C, colon number equals 0 semicolon. Go to frame 3 of the actions panel and open that. At the very top, under this stop, put in a value of 1 right here. So delay count equals 1 semicolon. Now we want to go back to frame 2 of the action code, and right here we have this delay. So after this curly bracket, put a couple enters and type this code. Type. It says if open bracket delay count, that's that variable we just made, equals 0, and that means it's testing to see that it's 0, equals 0, close bracket, open curly bracket, and if it's equals 0, we want to have that delay start. So you already have that. Come at the end of that, put an enter, a couple enters, and a close curly bracket. Now, so when we, in the next frame here, make this a 1, that timer won't start over, and we should be able to jump to that next frame. We got to do one more thing before we try this. I'm on frame 3 of the action code, going way down the bottom, and I want to copy, I'm in this else, copy here, this count 5, copy that, and up here, paste in here, count 5. And I think this should work. I think this should jump us to those targets. And the clock stopped counting, which is very good. Now I want to just check one thing for a minute on this frame 3 action code. I want to make sure that at the very top I have this stop, and I do. That's good. Now, we want to get ready for the next level. Lock all the layers. Select this frame 2. Open the actions panel. Right click. Select all. Right click. Copy it. Come here. I'm on frame 4 of the actions. Right click. Insert a blank keyframe. Open the actions panel. Paste it in. And now we got a lot of changes to do. And when you do this, be very careful because it's easy to make a mistake. We're going to call these all L2. So copy L2. Paste it after here. And see what happened. Even though I was here, it clicked in there, the cursor's in there. Click here, L2. And make sure you got that right. Click here. Right click L2. Right click L2. Right click L2. I'm going to go through them all. Remember this. See how that jumped there? That's wrong. Paste it in there. Again, this is for beginners. Paste it in here. We need it here. Paste it here. And if we missed one, it'll come up with an error. And even here, I'm going to put a space and then paste it in, so I'll recognize it from being part of L2 and not L1. Paste it there. Paste it there. And it's really easy to get this wrong. Look, I missed that one already. Paste it here. This is going to be level 2, not L2, just level 2 here. Paste it here. Paste it here. And we're almost finished. Paste it here. And paste it here. And let's just see if I got any errors from that. Testing it out. Yeah, I missed one. Oh, there's a timer text I haven't made yet. So we got to make that text box. That's pretty easy. Oops. Come to make sure all the layers are locked. Unlock the text layer box. Select frame 2 here. Get up here, get those cross arrows, right click, copy this. Select frame 4, come up here, right click, paste it in place, and get those crosshairs, bring it down. And go up to the properties panel and add L2 here, L2. And let's give that a quick check, see how far we get. One, two, three. Here's the counter, 5. So that's good. So now the problem here is when we're jumping to this frame here, and that's going to be a problem because we don't have things up here that we should have. So start with the text box, right click, insert a keyframe. Check button, right click, insert a keyframe. Answers, right click, insert a keyframe. Targets, right click, insert a keyframe. And I don't need a preview, so now we should not have that massive amount of errors. Four, three, 2, 1. And I jump into that next frame, and I do not have the massive amounts of errors. All I got to do now is make sure somehow that I get my answers up here, which I'm not seeing. Okay, what we need to do is lock all the layers, unlock the prev layer, and select frame 4. And it's these 4 we want, so highlight them if they're not highlighted. Make sure you don't clip one of these. Right click, copy. We're just copying these shapes. Lock the prev layer. Open the answers layer, frame 5, right here, this one. And right click, paste in place. There they are. One at a time. Highlight it. Make sure you got the stroke and the fill. Right click. Convert it to a symbol. Make sure movie clip here is selected. And center reference. And we're going to call this one red. RED L2. Just to let me know it's part of the level 2 _ MC. Copy that. And paste that in for an instance name. If I click on it once, so that I don't get that outside, so I got to double click on it, then right click, and this is going to be green, GRE L2 _ MC. Copy that, and it's an instance name. Paste it in. Make sure you got the stroke. Symbol yellow, YEL capital L2 _ MC. Copy it and paste that in for an instance name, and again symbol blue, BLU capital L 2 underscore MC. Copy and paste that in for an instance name. And now we got to move these answers that we just made, these movie clips, down. So one at a time, click on it, drag it down. And it doesn't matter that you're overlapping these or not. It doesn't matter at all. Naturally, you're not going to have them in the order of the targets, but it's easier to check them this way. And let's check to see if we get that far. Control, test movie, test. I want to just get the wrong answer this time, just to make sure this thing still works. It's always a good thing to do. And that worked out good. And this time I'm going to get the right answer. It'll jump ahead to level 2. And in a couple seconds, these will drop down here. And then I'm going to have to write the code for these. I think that's enough for this tutorial. There will be a follow-up. Flash CS6 tutorial 46. Memory game drag and drop part 4. If you plan on doing that, save this FLA. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.